Shalom. Give it all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Chak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. And shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is Aratazah from the Great Millstone, GMS Atlanta Camp. And the title of this one is Fasting is a Powerful Tool, or Fasting is a Powerful Weapon, something along those lines. And this video basically was inspired, last night I was watching just going through a bunch of fasting videos. You find yourself on YouTube looking at different things, and you just find yourself watching video after video. And I was looking at a bunch of videos on fasting, and basically prompted me to do a video on it. Just as a spiritual reminder that we gotta always fast, even if we could maybe utilize it on a daily basis. I believe they call it intermittent fasting. All right, where you only eat for these particular hours out the day, then the rest of the hours, you fast. All right, particularly you want to put the majority of those fasting hours overnight. That's when your body is supposed to be at a rest. Where your digestive system is not working, doesn't have to process any food, so that therefore it could use that energy to make other necessary repairs in the body. So that's why I notice even with myself, and I'll get some scriptures and I'll read the list in just a minute. But I notice with myself, if I basically go to bed on an empty stomach, that I wake up like fresh, like I feel rested. You know what I mean? But then if I eat a large meal late at night and then I go to bed, I notice that getting out of bed in the morning is kind of a drag. That's because my body had to basically work to break the food down, and it didn't really use the energy to do certain things. And I think that's in the scriptures. When you read Sirach, the 31st chapter, it speaks about how sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. So yeah, man, definitely fasting is definitely the way to go. I mean, it's really a no-brainer. There's so many benefits, and it's free. And that's the reason why a lot of these health basically the health industry doesn't really push fasting, because it's free. All right, you don't gotta buy no medication, you ain't gotta buy no product, so they can't make money from it. It's absolutely free. Just don't fucking eat. But yeah, this is something I pulled up. All right, you can go to different websites. There's a plethora of information out there that you can look up, but I just wanted to get an image that I got off Google. All right, it says right there, Rouse Healthcare Fasting Benefits, and this is just a few out of hundreds of benefits. Right, weight loss, heal digestive problems, increase insulin sensitivity, slow down aging, boost immune system. All right, raises your growth hormone, reduce inflammation, and increase focus. All right, so yeah, these are all tools, or not tools, but things that we can utilize in this faith, man. Satan likes to attack our health, attack our bodies, likes to attack our focus. A lot of times, we get distracted. So we fast, that can help with a lot of these different problems. And I just want to get a couple of scriptures. All right, the ones that came to mind first. All right, Matthew's 17. All right, we'll start at the 14th verse. And it says, and when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him, saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed, for oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. All right, yeah, so this particular man here, all right, he had demons on him. All right, and it says, and I brought him to and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. It says, then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long should I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahushua rebuked the devil. He departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Right now, it's gonna go into the point. It says, then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said to them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, here's the point, howbeit this kind, this meaning the spirit or demon, all right, goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So that's the spiritual benefit to fasting, because we just looked at just a handful or just a few of the health benefits, to why you should fast. And they got different types of fasts. You got of course the 24-hour fast that we do, such as like on the Day of Atonement. You got a prolonged fast, whether it's 48 or 72 hours. You got some people that have even gone longer than that. Then you got fast that you incorporate juices, or you got a water fast. Those are more for like health benefits. Then you have what's called what Esau calls I don't know if it's Esau in particular, but people call it a dry fast, which is basically what we do on the Day of Atonement. All right, we don't have any food intake, nor do we have any water or liquid intake. We just don't consume anything. And that's the most powerful of them all. They even have a saying, when you look it up, they say that 1 day of dry fasting equals 3 days of water fasting. So, check that out. Very powerful. But on a spiritual tip, right? This is what the Lord told him about this spirit that he cast out. He says, howbeit this kind goeth out, not out, but by prayer and fasting. So fasting, is a spiritual tool as well. You could purge away demons. You could level up in the spirit. And like one of the elders mentioned, how when you don't eat or drink, you're basically, in a way, it's like you're drawing nearer to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because you're in the angelic like state. Because the angels don't eat or drink. The angels in the spirit world, they're not of the flesh, so they don't have to eat, they don't have to drink, they don't have to sleep. It's pure energy, it's pure spirit. So by us abstaining from food and drink for a particular period of time, it's almost like we're almost like into a angelic like state, which is very heavy, man. So that's why it's important. That's why Yahushua told him that. All right, and then the next one kind of goes right into that. All right, since we were just speaking about angels, this is Tobit, the 12th chapter, right? And this is the angel Raphael speaking to Tobit. Let's see. Right, yeah, it tells you in the latter verse. Well, actually, we'll start up here first. Read the point. This is Tobit 12, and we'll get to the point. Verse 8. It says, prayer is good with fasting and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms, than to lay up gold. Right? Yeah, so to be charitable, be brotherly, be charitable, give, as opposed to being cheap and holding back. That goes good. Those type of deeds and attributes go good with the prayers, as well as what, right? Which is the point of the lesson, fasting. Right? Why? Because fasting is also a humbling method. It's a sign of humbling. I believe that was King David. I can't remember what chapter of Psalms that was, but he said, I've humbled my soul with fasting. I think, let me just look it up real quick. Let's put humbled. Yep, Psalms 35 and 13. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothes were sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned to my own bosom. So yeah, humbling is a fasting mechanism, which is why your prayers were more likely to be answered because you're becoming humble. And then also, like I said, you're closer, you're more of in an angelic state. Cause like the angels, it tells you in here, that the angels, well, if you read the story of Tobit, you know what happened with Raphael and how he was eating and drinking, but he was like, he basically was faking it, basically, because the angels don't like I said, they don't eat or drink. But if you read the story, you understand what I'm speaking about. But when you jump down, he'll explain it himself. In verse 15, it says, I and Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. So this is the actual angel, right? Raphael, that brings the prayers to Yahweh Shai, all right, to give to the Father. So if anybody knows what gets prayers answered, is this angel, all right? It's him. So he's basically giving us the breakdown on how to move and operate, and how to communicate with the Heavenly Father. All right, matter of fact, let me jump back up to verse 9. I'll finish it off. It says, for alms doth deliver from death, and shall purge away all sin. Those that exercise alms righteousness shall be filled with life, but they that sin are enemies to their own life. All right, yeah, so basically the breakdown. The point I want to pull out of that verse is the fasting aspect. Very powerful, man. It can't be something that we forget. You can find yourself, damn, I ain't fast, in a minute. Definitely something to implement as much as possible, especially in these times that we're going into, fast as often as possible. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I was going to get Daniel's the first chapter about the fast that Daniel did, or he did like an experiment for 10 days. It said he ate pulse, which I think you look up pulse. Pulse, I think you look it up, means vegetables. Basically did a vegetable fast for 10 days. And they said they got stronger. Face was more vibrant. And people do that, you go on like I said, a juice fast. Maybe abstain from meat for a period of time. So it's all types of strategies and methods that you could implement for, spiritual and health purposes. But, it's all through the spirit. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to put a quick little word out there on that. Something was on my spirit, watching all these damn videos. And yeah, with that, Lord willing, you was edified. And until the next video, Lord willingly, shalom.